A few days later, Luna is able to create the test magic. She is mesmerized to see the beauty of the magic. Tears of happiness comes in her eyes. At that time, her friend Julie knocks on the door. The two of them gets out and sits in a cafe. While enjoying the tea, the two of them talk about the exam. Julie then asked Luna if she has heard the news. Luna asked, "What news?" Julie says about Professor Deculine. Apparently there's a huge stir because of his exam questions. "What do you mean?" Luna asked. "Well, they say Professor Deculine even got summoned somewhere." "To the floating island of all places," Julie replies. "The floating island, a floating island suspended eternally 1,500 meters above ground. It's the pinnacle of magical engineering and a community of mages. There's a saying that all knowledge and magic of the world is there. It's a place of innovation and also an autonomous district beyond the reach of ground systems. Naturally, eccentric people obsessed with magic and knowledge gather there. Some mages highly praised Deculine's exam paper, and soon it became the hottest topic on the floating island. And so, Deculine was invited to the floating island to give a special lecture. Explaining the exam questions, Deculine didn't accept the exam question to get so famous. For this situation, he gets an event quest, which is to give lecture at the floating island. UOPN completing Deculine's mana capacity will increase by 30. Deculine is happy to see this quest. It's a win-win situation for him. As for the lecture, he is being paid about 1 billion won in foreign currency. Deculine is about to give his lecture at the floating island. Many professors are present there. He starts with his introduction and tells everyone that today's lecture topic is the midterm exam of the university tower, and it will run for 2 hours. Before going to the question, Deculine gives a description about the pure elements. The chairwoman is also there. There is a lady sitting beside her. She is excited and asks the lady if she has seen the exam paper. The lady's name is Rowena von Schlott McQueen. For some reason, she seems hostile towards Deculine. She tells that it's plagiarism. There's no way Deculine wrote such a brilliant question himself. However, the lecture proceeded smoothly. Before diving into the questions, Deculine first used content from previous tower lectures to aid comprehension, and the attendees were focused on the novel and systematic explanations. As Deculine is explaining the 6th question, the Chancellor raises her hand and says, "If we go by what you said, Professor, if we distinguish between pure element and type, how should we combine the elements in question? 6 for the best destruction type magic." Deculine now notices the Chancellor and draws a circle to answer her question. He tells her that she just needs to add a core circuit in a linear form like this. The Chancellor gets amazed by seeing the demonstration of Deculine. Adrine's barrage of questions continued after that, but Deculine answered each one smoothly thanks to his understanding. However, thanks to the glares of many mages who found her questions disruptive, Adrine eventually quieted down. Only 10 minutes are left for the end of the lecture. As Deculine is about to move on, Professor Rowena raises her hand and asked, "Deculine, did he personally come up with question 8? Deculine gets the rudeness in her question, so he asked her to clarify what she means. Just as I said, did you truly think of and write question 8 yourself? That's what I'd like to know, Rowena asked. Her question made everyone think about Deculine. Everyone starts to say that Deculine has ghostwriting. Deculine then shuts everyone's mouth by demonstrating his magnificent work. Seeing the beautiful magic, everyone is mesmerized and gets that this entire work is wholly Deculine's own. Deculine says that he has improvised this just now, so it will be completely different from the test's question. 8. He then looks at Rowena and asked, "Was that a sufficient answer, Professor Rowena?" Rowena frowns and keeps quiet. This concludes the lecture. Deculine completes the event quest and gains 30 mana capacity. He is walking in the hallway. He remembers that in the setting, Deculine and Rowena are supposed to be on bad terms. However, today passed without an incident. Deculine's 6th sense is telling him that something's bound to happen soon. As he comes to the end of the hallway, he sees a lady standing alone. Her name seems familiar to Deculine. However, as the lady sees him, She give a sour face, and Deculin wonders why is she doing this. After giving some thought, he remembers that she may be one of Deculane's college classmates named Charlotte. So he greets her, but Charlotte gets annoyed as she says that they are not close enough to greet each other like that. "Is Princess Maho doing well?" Deculane asks while changing the topic and coming straight at the point. Wu Jin knows that Emperor Krabaim will soon breathe his last. And that moment is a major turning point in this game. Many named characters live or die, and new events begin to unfold. And the named character who must absolutely survive then is Maho. She's one of the characters he helped model, and from the mid-game, she becomes a key force for good in the main quest. She's second in line to the Duchy of Urin, and third in line to the Kingdom of Ryok, making her bloodline politically complex. A tragic princess who is surrounded by bloodshed wherever she goes. Currently, she's staying in the Empire under the pretense of studying abroad, but once the Emperor dies, she will leave the Empire and fall into danger. Back to the present, Charlotte blames Deculane for still being good at provoking harsh words, even after all this time. Deculane, ignoring Charlotte's words, gives her a crystal, while saying that he is just offering a lifeline to an old classmate who chose a death trap. After some time, Charlotte sees that it's a communication crystal. Previously, when their conversation was still going on, Deculane told her that if she makes up her mind and contacts him, he will help her. After hearing it, Charlotte burst out of anger, saying that she will never seek help from someone like Deculane. On the other hand, Deculane replies that there is no time, and Charlotte knows it too that she will soon need his help. But if she still doesn't want that, she can do as she pleases. At that moment, Princess Maho makes her entry. Maho tells Charlotte that she doesn't look so good. Charlotte tries to hide her worries, but Princess Maho says that she knows and understands her situation too. So she tells Charlotte not to bear it alone, because she knows that soon her brother's retainers will come either to use her or to get rid of her, all because of succession rights. She says that it's nerve-wracking indeed. She fled to the Empire under the pretext of studying abroad, but it turned out to be a nice place to live. Most of all, it felt safe here. But the next emperor won't leave chaos to fester, so he must leave quickly. She shows a suitcase and tells Charlotte that here is all the money she has saved until now. "Huh? But why are you showing me this?" Charlotte asks. Maho replies that she knows that Charlotte doesn't have enough money to hire escort mercenaries for the return journey. Charlotte tries to refuse the money by saying that she will manage somehow, but Princess Maho again tells her not to carry all the burden by herself. Moreover, she says that it's for everyone, so it's not a waste at all. Lastly, Charlotte had to accept it, while they were having a conversation. Outside the window, Charlotte notices a mysterious man sneaking in or out of the place. So, she shouts from the window and the man starts escaping. At that moment, she realizes that the situation is more serious than she originally thought, and without any help, she will lose everything. At the Uclane mansion, Yariel Deculane's sister tells him that he is reading books a lot these days. It seems that she is curious about many things as she asks questions after questions. She also asks about the lecture on the floating island. She says that she heard Deculane also got paid for it. Deculane answers, telling her not to expect any money from him. Yariel gets flustered while saying that she wasn't thinking about that. Yariel informs that an official letter came. The Academy's debutantes want to hold the MT at their estate, Hidakine. Deculane says no. Yariel tells him to at least give it a thought. Deculane says that MTS are unsanitary, so he absolutely won't allow it. Yariel still tries to convince him, but Deculane tells her to go, and now with a serious face as if he wants her to go away for a second. Yariel flinches for a moment and leaves the place. After her departure, Deculane starts talking with his communication crystal. "Speak, my old classmate," he says. Charlotte asks for his help. Deculane replies, saying very well. "Then will you follow my plan?" he asks. He explains that there's only one escape route for Princess Maho. It seems like a very dangerous path, but that's exactly why it's actually the safest. "Where is it?" Charlotte inquires. Deculain says that it's the Crevasse Ravine. Charlotte gets angry without thinking straight, because the Crevasse Ravine is a treacherous land, overflowing with miasma, a harmful thing. Deculain firmly says that he doesn't believe a person could escape death by taking a normal path. He asks Charlotte to trust him because he will make sure that they cross the Crevasse Ravine.